Recording has started. You can start.
So, hello everyone. Welcome to this brand new edition of interview preparation discussion. On this edition of our discussion, our topic for discussion is the issue of local reservation and private sector job. So, the context of today's discussion is that the Punjab and Haryana High Court on November 17 quashed a law enacted by the Haryana government in 2021 that guaranteed 75% reservation to locals in private sector jobs in Haryana. The High Court ruled that the Haryana State Employment of Local Candidates Act 2020 was unconstitutional and violated fundamental rights. So, to discuss further on this topic, we have with us a distinguished panel of guests. I would like to introduce them. We have with us Mr. Pawan Kumar Sukla from the University of Banaras Hindu University. He has a wide experience in the public matters. And we have with us Ms. Komal Gupta ji, a distinguished researcher in the matter of public policy. He has done his research in the Germany. And we have with us Mr. Sagnik Majumdar, who is also an experienced faculty in the Calcutta University. So, moving forward,
Is there any
I would like to.
university? Is there any university named Calcutta University?
No, University of Calcutta, not Calcutta University.
Okay.
Okay. So moving forward, to begin with, I would like to begin with Mr. Pawan. So I would like to know from Pawan, what does the Haryana government's reservation actually talk about, and what are its important features?
Okay, so starting with the Haryana government law on the reservation in the local jobs. So what Haryana government has done, the Jan Nayak Janata Party, I think, which is leading by uh, Mr. Chautala. So he had promised the local reservation in the private jobs for the domicile of the Haryana state. So what he has said, initially the law was brought by which says that jobs up to the 50,000 rupees. um up to the 50,000 rupees will be reserved for the local Haryana domiciled people, uh, or three-fourths of the jobs. But later it was amended, and the amount or the salary was reduced to 30,000. So the question was, is the law was violative of the Constitution of India, because the Constitution of India provides a federal structure in the country, and Article 19 clearly says that anyone have the right to reside in any part of the country, and moreover, they are free to engage in any trade and commerce, irrespective of the state they are born in and domiciled with. So the the law of the Haryana government was challenged on the basis of this by, let me read out this, the Faridabad Industries Association and other Haryana based association. They had went to the court challenging this very uh, the law of the Haryana government on the basis that the petitioner had argued that private sector jobs are purely based on merit and skills, and any company which is hiring the candidates shall only look for the merit and the skills that they required for that particular job, and not the from where they have born, or where they are domiciled. This is a something job of the government, not the private sector. So they have argumented this on the basis of this, and moreover the federal structure that has been that I had discussed priorly. So these two arguments were put by the petitioner in the Haryana High Court, and in challenging those argument, the Haryana government had given that Article 16 Clause 4 allows them to make such laws, and making any provision for the reservation of in appointment or post in favor of any backward class of citizen, which in the opinion of the state is not adequately represented in the services under the state. But this article says that any backward class. So High Court has said that giving reservation based on the domicile doesn't amount to the backwardness, or say the backwardness should be determined on the basis of the educational and social, as the our constitution also prescribes in the article 19 itself. So citing these arguments, the Haryana and Punjab High Court had terminated and declared this law as unconstitutional. But the Haryana government had also said that they will further move to the Supreme Court and take the SLP after thoroughly examining the High Court order. But one more argument that I was reading in this, that even if the let's suppose the law is being implemented, if the law is being implemented and 75% reservation every company has to provide, so how will the government verify that yes, there is 75% seats have been given to the local candidates only? So don't you think that this type of thing will again take us back into the era where Inspector Raj or the uh, license Raj was there in the functioning? Take suppose example, if government sends some officer for the inquiry that yes, this company has 75% jobs given to the local candidates or not, so will not that amount to be the bribe taking option to the that officer, and again take us back into the era, the pre 1991? So that was also one of the argument that was presented by the this the the association which had challenged this this law in the court. So uh, yes, and the moreover, the law was challenged on law was terminated based on the basis of two article, and it was not article 6
Okay.
on the basis of article, just two or three lines I have to finish. So article 14 and article 19 on the basis of right to equality and right to trade and commerce. So these are the my insights, and yeah, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Pawan. You have explained very well the provisions of the bill and the legal challenges that has been faced by this law of the Haryana government. Now, I would like to move to Ms. Komal. From her, I would like to know what were the, as Pawan has also explained, but I would like to know further what were the legal challenges that this law has actually faced, and on the basis of which this law has been challenged in the Punjab and Haryana High Court.
Okay. As per my understanding, this law has been challenged on the basis of the violation of the fundamental rights of the people. As Pawan has said that Article 19, where people are free to go and work anywhere in this country, irrespective of their origin, of where they belong. And for Article 14 also, right equality, it is somewhere discriminating the citizen of the country. Challenged, and on this basis, Supreme, I think High Court, right? Yes, High Court has invalidated this law. Okay, but I would like to go into the further details of it. Like, let's take a hypothetical situation, like why they are Supreme High Court has invalidated it. First thing is this violation of the fundamental right. But if you will see, and let's suppose the law has been enacted, but there was a report, I am not sure it was from RBI or some other source, that after this law there was 30% decrease in FDI in Haryana. So since see what is it, by doing this, the state government has to understand that when they are doing it, they are somewhere decreasing the ease of doing business. So the when there will be no company who will provide that 75% reservation. Companies
Right.
are totally based on capitalism. They are like free market economy. So they will definitely want to go to other states which provide them like not such barriers. So that's why I don't think you. I understand that state government have this responsibility towards their citizens. Directive state, principle of DPSP also provided that they should provide them employment or these things. But this is not the right way to do. What I believe, if they would have been given proper training, education, or skills, so they will get this job on their merit only. Maybe not only 30,000, they can go up to the higher rank of that, that company or private sector. So somewhere I also believe that this was not a very good initiative, because for in the long run, may short term it might sound okay, good. But if there will be no company, who will give them 75% reservation? You can't force companies to give it. They will simply quit their factories from there, where they will get the more environment friendly things. So that's all from my side. Thank you.
Right, right. You rightly said, Miss Komal, that the issue that arises is the practicality of reservation in private sector. As Haryana government has reserved around three-fourth of jobs, so the issue that arises is the practicality. Means, will industry be in position to find the enough skilled workers in Haryana itself? So the issue of the economical viableness of the business in the state arises. Okay, right. So moving forward, uh, other states like Maharashtra, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, and Madhya Pradesh have also enacted laws providing reservation to local residents in private sector. So I would like to move to Sagnik. Uh, Sagnik, isn't it a political gimmick? Means, isn't it an attempt to divert attention from the diminishing employment opportunities through the invocation of regionalism?
I think it's both political and socio-economic at the same time. Political because it's a lucrative vote bank option, attracting the youth, giving them local jobs so that they can vote for the ruling party. Socio-economic because in recent times, due to internal migration and post-LPG reforms in 1991, not all the states in our country have seen equal economic growth, such as the states in Western India, for example, Maharashtra and Gujarat, have seen more prosperity compared to the states in Eastern India, such as West Bengal, Odisha, Jharkhand, and northeastern states. So, due to these reasons, there have been large-scale socio-economic disparities. For example, migration from destination states from to host states, like from eastern states to southern and western states. So when migration happens, when outsiders take up jobs that local people think they deserve, obviously it leads to frustration in them, which leads to anger, and that often results in violent incidents against the local people, such as the just few months back there were violence against the Bihari laborer in Tamil Nadu. So I think this is both political and socio-economic at the same time.
Okay, okay. So, as you mentioned about the migration, because in our country, economic disparity or inter-regional disparity is a reality, because there are some states like Maharashtra, Gujarat, they are, economically prosperous, but there are states like UP, Bihar, which are lagging in economic development. So the workers, for the sake of working, for the sake of finding employment, they migrate to other states. So now moving forward, I would like to know from Pawan that since now Punjab and Haryana High Court has struck down this law of Haryana government, which was providing reservation to 75% locals. So now will it benefit the migrant workers from other states coming to Haryana?
I think it will benefit the migrants that are coming from the other states. But looking at the options that are available especially in the Haryana, which is not yet fully developed, as said by our co-panelist Sagni Majumdar, that the development fruits were largely enjoyed by those states who had developed largely infrastructure in that area and in provided industrial support, such as Maharashtra and Gujarat. And we have seen that the industrial location, especially in the Maharashtra region, is very high as compared to the Haryana or say other northern states. So I think that if the policy was taken by some other uh, developed state, such as the southern state or say Maharashtra or Gujarat, that has mostly affected the migrant workers. But I think that Haryana government, it will not affect that much, because the jobs up to the 30,000 are generally taken up by the low skilled or say semi skilled workers, not by the high skilled workers. So I think that with especially with the rise in the we have seen that Uttar Pradesh government has recently invited the Uttar Pradesh Global Investor Summit, in which they had got the 32.32 lakh crore investment proposal. So with the rise of infrastructure and the job opportunities in the other states, so migration will tends to decrease as per my opinion. But yes, in Haryana case, the policy looks more of a political gimmick than the socio-economic disparity. So then the socio-economic say the social upwardness that is being provided by the government.
Right, right. Okay. When Punjab and Haryana High Court caused this law of the Haryana government, the major provision which has been invoked by the High Court is that it violates Article 19, Clause 1, Subclause G, that provides freedom to move, freedom to reside anywhere in the country, and freedom to profess any occupation. And the High Court has said that this law discriminate against individual who do not belong to a certain state. Means you are the High Court has said that you are putting up artificial walls throughout the country. So building on this statement, I would like to know from Ms. Komal, isn't it such type of laws which state governments are, uh, enacting for the sake of political benefit? Isn't it against the unity or integrity of India? Isn't it affecting the unity of country?
See, the motive behind this law may be very positive by the government to provide jobs to their population. But yes, this is true. This is the other side of this coin, that it may lead to disaffection against migrants, those people who are coming from the other states, because and it may promote regionalism that is already we have witnessed in some states like Maharashtra against northern states people. So yes, that is a very big concern, and as Supreme High Court has said that by doing this, like we are creating a wall. Uh, what's the name of that wall? Sorry.
Artificial walls throughout
Yeah,
the country.
artificial wall. Yeah. But we need to look. I believe we need to look a solution for it. Like somewhere, yes, it is gonna some increase the regionalism, and the crime against the migrants, that may also increase. And the main thing is this: if it becomes a political thing, like if we are seeing let's go to Europe, what there is happening. The politics is mainly focusing on the immigrants, whatever they are coming. So suppose if it happens, so it will be a very worse situation, I think. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, okay. So state governments are resorting to this reserving seats in the private sector also for the sake of political mileage. So moving forward, I would like to know that since we are not talking about increasing the pie of the cake, we are just fighting over the reserving the existing pie. So the problem of the problem of unemployment is serious, not just in the states like Haryana, but overall in the entire
You're now
country.
connected to Boatstone 170.
Entire country. So I would like to move. So isn't it the problem of unemployment is serious in the not just in the states like Haryana, but in the entire country? So we need to create more avenues for employment opportunities for the locals, so that such issues does not arise where the government resorts to reserving jobs in the private sector.
Of course, it's an issue of unemployment that is not solely limited to Haryana but encompasses other states as well. And moreover, this unemployment has further worsened during and after the pandemic. So, but I think in order to address this situation, the government should find a long-term solution, such as boosting the manufacturing sector, creating more industries, generating skills in the workforce, improving the vocational education, improving infrastructure of the ITIs, and moreover, there should be a curriculum change that actually focuses on the skills of the students, which ultimately prepares them as a future workforce. So I think these are the steps that the government should take, and moreover, the government should collaborate with the industry and academia and different other stakeholders to create different other avenues for employment. And in this case, the government has recently taken several important initiatives, such as Make in India to improve the manufacturing sector, Atal Innovation Mission to improve innovation in schools amongst the students. And and the government should also focus on promoting entrepreneurship, such as through schemes like Startup India, Stand Up India. So these are some of the steps the government should promote in future to create more avenues for the employment, and which will address the current situation as well. That's my opinion.
You are not audible, Pradeep.
Okay. Okay. So thank you, Sagnik. So now we are moving towards the concluding part of our discussion. So I would like to know the concluding remark from everyone.
I think Komal has
Sorry,
raised her hand.
like
Yeah,
Pradeep, I have to say
yeah, yeah.
something.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay, can I?
Yes, yes, you are. You can.
Okay. When Sagnik was saying that what should be the possible solution, what should be done, so something came in my mind that I think, in spite of doing this reservation and all, because it will open a Pandora box. Like in case it happens already in caste census, whether it is good or not, that is a different thing. But politically, that is being used. Like it is being demanded in many other states. Same with special category status, special category status of state. That is also so. If and we already seen that when Haryana government did it, others government also started it. So it is easy, for government but doing this and somewhere attracting the voters. But
Right.
what will be the final outcome? Promise is different, outcome is different. That has to be produced. So what I believe that every state should, as Sagnik said, that every state should skill their manforce, but it shouldn't be a uniform one. It should be a very categorized or like local specified. For example, if in Haryana, what industries are there according to them, है ना? And there are lots of union government schemes to collaborate with the union government and skill the workforce accordingly. Same like Jharkhand, there are industries, uh, mines, coal, and the iron industries. So obviously, in each state, there the type of industry is different. So accordingly, what suits the workers should be trained, and I think that will be a probable solution for all these things. Thank you.
Okay, okay. You rightly said that I was reading one of the article where it was mentioned that the people of Haryana, since the minimum wages in Haryana is low, so the people of Haryana prefer to move out of Haryana to work. So the workers who are actually coming to Haryana are the workers who are working at the minimum wages. So definitely, we Haryana government needs to provide skills to the locals according to the economic structure of the Haryana government. Then only they can solve the problem of this unemployment, and they will not need to resort this reserving private sector. Uh, we were when we were discussing, our question come to my mind, means we are a welfare state, and private sector works for the sake of benefit, for the sake of profit. But on the moral ground, since private sector is also using the public resources, so I would like to know comment from everyone. Isn't it the responsibility of the private sector also to provide employment to the people of the state or the people of the country, either through reserving? Is it right or not? Starting from you, Pavan.
Yeah, first of all, you have mentioned that since our state is a welfare state, so it reminded me of a special quote that welfareism never leads to welfare. So when we tends to do welfareism by the sake of providing either subsidy or the job reservation, it actually the lowers the merit only and not lead. For example, there was a law which restrict any private sector industry to fire their employee if they are providing employment to 100 or more. So any private sector will not like such intervention of the government in their ongoing. So what they were actually used to do, that they used to hire less number of people than the threshold amount. So what this through this the government the aim of the government was to do welfare, but instead what was going on, the private sector industry, which had the capacity of providing jobs to thousand people, now they are not investing that much amount just to restrain themselves from getting involved into the government political pressure. So as said by the Shagnik and also Ms. Komal, that instead of giving that reservation, we should focus on increasing that pie of the cake, and that can be done only by providing a business friendly environment to the industry, attracting more and more investment from the private sector, and building infrastructure and fiscal consolidation of the state. That means the revenue expenditure should be minimized, and the revenue deficit should be taken to zero, and in investing that amount into the education and changing the curriculum, as said by Shagini Majumdar, by providing vocational training and more skills to the workers that will work for the long term.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Pavan. Now, Miss Komal, your take on this.
Pradeep, actually, as Pawan already said, like the private sector works on merit. But the thing is this, we need to also see, if you are seeing the positive side of it, we need to see the negative, and which is more, bigger, positive one or negative. In this case, I believe the negative side will have
Yes.
more implication for, because see, we need investment from this for private sector. All these things, they come from FDI, and whoever they are investors, they see all kind of routes where the more ease of doing business is there. So anybody would not like to in fund such industry. So that is the main issue. So, and as you said, like, don't they have some, public responsibility and all? So, what I believe, like, they are already doing is with their CSR. It is
Right, right.
government who has to decide, like, how the CSR has to be utilized properly, because we have seen that it is limited to a few section of, fields like education only and all. What I believe is, yes, government should collaborate with private sector to skill their workforce. So in that case, both, it will be win-win situation for everyone. Industry will get the local, the required merit or skill, and government will get, able to be will be able to give the citizens as the job. So, in spite of doing, reservation, I believe the skilling and providing more and more opportunity to the city workforce is more better. Thank you.
Very well said, Komalji. And Sagnik, your views on this?
I think this cannot be solved by any single party. So both the public and private authorities should cooperate with each other. And moreover, we have already provisions like corporate social responsibility that has to be further utilized. and it has to be supplemented by structural reforms like change in the curriculum, promoting vocational education, improving the infrastructure at vocational training institutes, promoting the manufacturing sector, creating more non-farm jobs, and addressing the agrarian crisis. So that's the solution that I think government should do in cooperation with the private sector and other different other stakeholders. So thank you.
Okay. So what we are getting is that we need private sector's collaboration with the government so that they can provide the required skills to the workforce, so they may get ready for the job in the private sector, and so private sector would not be in hesitation to hire the locals when they will be skilled. So this is the solution that has been suggested by the panel. So one last concluding remarks from everyone. What should be the way forward? Starting from you, Pawan.
This reservation policy that has been formalized by making a law should be voluntarily given to the private sector, and they should voluntarily step in and not through the force. So that is my only conclusion.
Okay. Komalji?
I suggest that government should work on skilling its manforce. That's it. That is the only way to get into all these things. Thank you.
Okay, Sagnik?
I think there is no one size fits all approach, and the approach should be based on a bottom strategy, taking into account all the stakeholders like government, NGOs, civil society, people themselves, and the private organizations. So that's my opinion.
Okay. So as the panel has suggested that we need a holistical solution of the problem of unemployment, starting from the vocational training that we need to start from the school itself, and in the university level also we need the industry academia collaboration, so that the students, when they come out of this academics, they are job industry ready. So this is the solution as has been suggested by the panel. So thank you everyone for coming and giving your insights on this topic. We discussed very fruitfully this topic, so thank you everyone.
Thank you.